Hey everyone, Tony Walsh here and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sitting here at the historic Waycross Rail Depot as I'm introducing this video. In the past I've shown a few clips of commemorative train locomotives that have passed through Blackshear and Waycross because the railroad is an important industry here. But the other day I saw not just a locomotive but a whole train coming into Waycross. So let's roll this clip of this train, and it's a short clip, and then I'll give you my little bit of knowledge of railroading, the historical significance of this train. What you just saw were the engines known as CSX number 1 and CSX number 2. They are part of the executive fleet of F40PH locomotives that were inspired by CSX's predecessor, the Baltimore and Ohio. Each of the 12 specialty painted cars bore the names of some of the executive leadership and the specialty car known as the Moonlight Dome. The names on the cars were Champion M. Davis, David M. Levan, John W. Smith, John W. Snow, Alvin R. Carpenter, L. Hunter Harrison, Michael J. Ward, Alfred E. Perlman, Hayes T. Watkins Jr., John T. Collinson, and W. Thomas Rice. Champion M. Davis led the Atlantic Coastline Railroad from 1942 to 1957. David M. Levan was the leader of Conrail, and I couldn't find any dates of his tenure there. John W. Smith became president of Seaboard Airline Railroad in 1952 until it merged with Atlantic Coastline Railroad in 1967 to become the Seaboard Coastline Railroad. I don't know if he assumed leadership of that new company or not. John W. Snow had a background in a couple of different railroads, and as they all merged together, he finally became chairman of the CSX Corporation in 1990 until he was appointed as the Secretary of the U.S. Treasury by then-President George W. Bush in 2003. Alvin R. Pete Carpenter rose from a railroad brakeman to the president of CSX Transportation, where he served as a president and CEO from 1992 to 1999. E. Hunter Harrison was involved in a few different railroad companies from Canada to Florida. Mr. Harrison took over CSX as the CEO on March 7, 2017. Later that same year, he took medical leave on December 14, 2017, and died 2 days later. The Moonlight Dome was the first of 3 private room dome cars originally built for the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway. Michael J. Ward was the chairman and CEO of CSX Corporation from 2003 to 2017. Alfred E. Perlman was well known throughout the railway systems, having been involved in both Canada and the U.S. Hayes T. Watkins Jr. was a former chairman of both the Chessie system and CSX. John T. Collinson was involved in a few different rail systems and was elected chairman of the Chessie and Seaboard in 1985. And last but not least is W. Thomas Rice. Mr. Rice began his railroad career as a track supervisor in 1934 and worked his way up to becoming president and director of the historical Seaboard Coastline Railroad. When SCL, as we knew it in Waycross, merged with the Chessie system in 1980, Mr. Rice served on the company's board of directors. Mr. Rice is important to Waycross, and the terminal in Waycross was named in his honor in 1987. So after having said all that, you know, I'm not by no means what you call a train watching enthusiast. But there's some interesting history in our country between the railroad industry and the founding of our country and how our country developed over the years. But just like this train, there is some history between one of those men and the city of Waycross, Georgia, where I'm sitting here today. So that's the end of this video, and I hope you liked what you saw and you'll give me that thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, consider hitting that red subscribe button. But don't forget to ring that bell so that you get notified of future videos. And I appreciate it. So if you're still watching this video, I appreciate you staying to the end. If you can name the man on the car that has a tie to Waycross, Georgia, email me at jmwalshfarms@gmail.com, and within 2 weeks of the posting of this video, I'll enter everyone's name that had the correct guess by sending me an email. I'll send you a gift pack of jams, jellies, and other whatnots that we've made from our garden, made in our home, and I promise you will not be disappointed. So until the next video, y'all take care, and I pray that God will continue to bless you as He has blessed me.